Hello, it is January 10th, I think, or 11th. I don't know. Let me check. January 11th at midnight. And I was going through my old YouTube videos, and I was like, you know what? I miss vlogging. I feel like all the videos I have been making recently have been all on my PC. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I miss vlogging. I miss using this phone. I miss this. So the vlogging is back. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing, because every time I try to do a weekly thing, it completely goes to fucking shit. But I'm going to record whatever I can, and we'll see how it goes. Now, first things first, I got a new fucking phone, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, it's already so smudged. So, how did I get that new phone? So, basically, around Monday this week, Monday or Tuesday, my mom noticed that the billing from our internet provider was way higher than usual. And because of it, she called them, and they said that the only way we would be able to get to a cheaper plan is if we get a phone, like a new phone or whatever, because it's like some promotion thing or whatever. So then we had this phone shipped. Now, if you're curious what this phone is, okay, sorry, I don't know why it cut off, but yeah, basically this phone is the Samsung A16. It's honestly a really good phone. Look, yeah, I got Kazuchika Okada on it. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's gonna help me out with IRL streaming, which is really cool. So, but yeah. So it's really cool. Now, another thing that will also help me out is this. Now, you might be thinking, what the fuck is this? Well, this is an Anker power bank. And what it does is, when I am on the go and IRL streaming, if my phone, this is the phone that I'm going to use to IRL stream, the iPhone. If this phone like goes below 10% battery, all I have to do is attach this battery to the back of it, and it's charged. Oh, I can't even do it with the fucking phone case? What the fuck? Okay, I did not know that. That's awesome. Okay. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to use my selfie stick with it, but to be honest, I don't know how much I'm going to use the selfie stick anyway, so yeah. Now tomorrow, or I guess today now, I'm going with my mom to her work, and I'm going to be sitting in the back or whatever while she works. But the main reason why I'm going is so I can test out this IRL streaming stuff at a different place, because the only place that I've tested it out is at my home, and because my phone is connected to my Wi-Fi, doesn't really help me like see how things will go when I'm actually out doing stuff with my IRL stream. So yeah, that is the current plan. Also, some more exciting news is I finished my aligners. So I've been using these Invisalign aligners for the past couple of months, and I just finished them recently. So now for the rest of my life, I gotta do these retainers that are in here, and I only have to do them at night, which is cool. Which, speaking of night, what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna go throw some of this trash away, and then I'm gonna go out and go to water, and then I'm gonna come back in here, take melatonin. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. So I'll see you a lot in the morning. Hold on, I gotta do it when it's like completely like. Okay, you're inverted anyway, so it doesn't matter. Water, melatonin. It's not what I wanted to say. Forget what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I decided to change the quality of the video to 1080 by 1080 30 FPS because I don't want to do all of that storage deleting again. So yeah. Okay. So I don't think I've really talked about this much on YouTube, but I've told my friends about it, and I've probably mentioned it a couple of times on Twitch, but I absolutely love writing. Like, writing is like my biggest hobby. I write, well, for the longest time, I just wrote stories and notes. I probably have like hundreds of like stories that I've written, and I wrote them in a novel like a novel like format. Like, it was like a prose format or whatever, but I didn't really write a whole lot. I just wrote like a basic summary of like a plot, and that's it. But a while ago, I told my friends that I am writing a screenplay for a movie. Now, with all of my writing and like what I do as a writer and stuff, I don't like I've never written a screenplay before, like a proper one. So it's really been cool to like get into this new way to like tell a story or whatever. I don't I don't plan on releasing or like making like an actual movie. Maybe I can make like a short like independent film or whatever, but I don't want to like actually make this into like a full-on like studio or anything like that. But the movie, or the screenplay I'm writing at least, it's called The Dark and the Bright, and it's basically like a slice of life romantic comedy drama. And it originally started as a story based off me. In fact, like, I named like all the characters basically around me and like people in my life, like my friends, everybody. Like, everybody just had the same name, but I didn't like how close it was to me because, like, even though I want the characters to, you know, take inspiration from some of my friends, I don't want them to be carbon for copying, like carbon for carbon, copy for copy, the exact same. So I decided to scrap that draft, and I started making a new draft with new character names, new, like, I still took inspiration from like my friends and everybody, but like I still made all the characters their own. So the story is about a bunch of people like who are in their 20s, like early 20s to like 25 or whatever, and they all go on a trip to Miami, which was something that I actually plan to do at some point, and maybe we'll still do that in the near future with my friends. I'd love to do that. If any of my friends are watching this, I'd love to go on a trip to Miami still. It's just, when I get in a better spot, it would probably be best time. But yeah, it's about a bunch of people, but like a big friend group going to Miami. Some of them end up falling in love. Some of them end up having personal problems. Some of them, you know, it's called The Dark and the Bright for a reason. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad. I'm really 52 pages into it so far. And I haven't really written it, like continue writing it in a while, so I might do a little bit of writing. I'm honestly thinking about doing like an IRL stream or something where I kind of just stream from my phone while I write, because I feel like if I just use this camera, my storage space is just gonna go crazy. So if I just do it on stream, I can like put it on my computer and I can edit on my computer and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm thinking about writing this and like continuing it because I'm 52 pages in. So the main character is named Chase, and um, he's from Illinois, and he basically, his whole story was he met a girl online who he ended up talking to. And I don't mind sharing this because, again, I don't really plan on, making this an actual movie or whatever. So he falls in love with a girl from like a completely different country. And what is this? And when they meet at the Miami trip, he finds out that she already has a boyfriend who she brought with him. So chaos ends up there. He also has problems with some other guy, if I remember correctly. And then there's, as for his friends, there's Nico. His whole story, you know what? I don't think I'm going to share that. Because his whole story is a bit too crazy. That's all I'm going to say. And then, who else? What else is there? Oh yeah, there's Lena the yeah, okay, yeah, so there's Lena, who is also another one of Chase's friends. Um and basically she basically starts dating like this like rich Latino guy who she doesn't know, but his father is part of a cartel. So yeah, that's that's something we have to continue writing. But yeah, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, and I'm enjoying writing it. Like I love writing the story. And then I'm also writing a novel. Oh, I'm writing a couple of novels, but is it? Oh, it's not on this account. Do I have the other account on here? I do. Okay, so um, yeah, I'm writing a couple of novels too. So one of the biggest, so when I used to write on notes, I still do from time to time, but when I used to write all these stories on notes, I'd still name them, even though like it wasn't like that big of a thing. I still name them, and I still like that's the amount of care. Like even though it was in notes, that's the amount of care and heart I have for writing. But basically, one of the biggest like series or whatever that I made was a series called Lifeline, which originally like started off as like a GTA inspired story or whatever. But then it's kind of fleshed out into its own thing. Like, it can be like the way I put it. So there's two different series I made. There's Lifeline, and there's Worlds of Fantasy. And the difference is Lifeline can be any genre as long as it's in planet Earth, or at least in this universe or whatever. So in the moon, in Alpha Centauri system or whatever, like anywhere in this universe, or a fictionalized version of this universe is a Lifeline story. But for Worlds of Fantasy, again, can be any genre, but it's in a completely fictionalized world. So it's like medieval times and like a, completely medieval planet or like fictional planets or whatever. That's like the difference. But for Lifeline, I decided I'm going to start writing a novel for it, and I'm 25 pages in, and I'm really loving the flow of this. So to basically put this into perspective, this story is about I came up with a bunch of common lore to tie up like to at least like keep like a lot of common themes around all the Lifeline, because not all the Lifeline's stories are going to be in the same universe or whatever, but I still want a lot of similarities. So there is going to be common lore between all of the stories or whatever. But one of the biggest things about common lore is that there's this big mega corporation called Mayokari Industries. Or no, it's not called Mayokari. It's called Mayokari Corporation. And it takes control of Neo Miami. This takes place in 2080. And so it's set in Neo Miami, and it basically follows a member of like the Central Intelligence Agency, Cody Landons. He's basically part of the Central Intelligence Agency of Mayokari or whatever, and he basically gets involved in like a conspiracy within like Mayokari and like the corporation or whatever, and uh like a mafia. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. This is set in a cyberpunk setting, by the way. Like, this is set in the future. There's flying cars, and the pretty much like the whole basis, like, because, well, not all the story, like, not all the stories are gonna have the same common lore, but like most of the stories will. So the basis of it is it's all gonna be cyberpunk in some way. Like, even if I want to have the story set in 2026, if I want to do a modern day story, and I still want to have cyberpunk aspects, easy. I'll just make a contemporary cyberpunk story. Boom. You know, I could just have like modernized technology like that in this world, but like nothing's too crazy or whatever. Like, you don't have like big ass skyscrapers or anything like that. You can have the mega corporations, you know, technology that is not too crazy, but yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, I'm really enjoying writing that one. And then the other one I'm writing is, well, I told you earlier, but it's called Worlds of Fantasy. And this one, I was really inspired by the game Hytale, which came out today, or technically yesterday now, because it's 1:30 a.m., but I haven't played it yet. I want to play it soon. But it's basically set in this on this world where there's different, like, about like 10 different dimensions, and each of them have like 2 like crystals or whatever. And there's this villain named Varith who basically tries to go to each dimension, collect these crystals, and he wants to use it to basically just gain like omnipotent like power and control of the world. So it's very Final Fantasy inspired, and Hytale inspired, because I think the Hytale inspiration comes from like all the dimensions, because in Hytale, I'm pretty sure, again, I haven't played it yet, but I remember hearing that there was like a lot of, wow, I need a haircut. It's not that bad, just the top, and need to get a little cut in. But yeah, in Hytale, there is a lot of dimensions or worlds you can go to. So it takes inspiration from that aspect, but the story and stuff is more of like inspired by Final Fantasy, because I've grown more into that game series or whatever recently. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying writing. Like, it's something I've always had a passion for, and now that I'm at the point where I want to do like actual writing pieces, like I want to write scripts, I want to write, you know, stories like this. Like, I'm just, I don't know, it just makes me happy that I'm finally at that point where I feel comfortable to write stuff like that. And yeah, it's been awesome. I had to watch some YouTube videos on how to actually write a script, like a screenplay. And I've kind of getting the hang of it. There's a couple things that I've started to do myself. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of screenplay writers who do this, but whenever I'm trying to like write in a new scene, I had a tough time like describing like what scene is like continuous. Like, person A is in a kitchen, but then scene A is in a kitchen, but then the scene B can be in the living room, basically after the person walks into the point. So I'm just like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just in the screen header or the scene heading or whatever. I'm just gonna put dash continuous. I don't know if any people have done that, but yeah, that's something I do. I want to make this like. I want to make the script like as, you know, clear as I can to myself, because I overthink a lot of the shit. So, but yeah, just me telling y'all about my little love for writing. Okay, guys, so you guys know how I got this phone or whatever. Well, my mom got this because of some promotion that Xfinity was doing. And when she ordered it, Xfinity was like, okay, we're going to send this person a gift or whatever. I don't know why. So we got the gift today. My mom's not home. I had to, you know, sign for it or whatever. I brought it open because we thought it was going to be like a charger or whatever. Look at what fucking gift this is. This is an iPhone 17 Pro Max. An iPhone 17 Pro Max. Why? Why would you send us this? Why? As a gift, like why? After I already got that phone, why? So my mom is now gonna check with Xfinity, make sure this is not a scam, make sure this is not a joke, make sure this isn't everything going to shit or whatever. So don't know what we're gonna do with that. Probably gonna have to give it to somebody or whatever, because this phone's already on my dad's plan, so I don't want to just replace this or whatever, because I don't want to have my dad pay for it if I'm just not going to use this one. So we're going to try to find out what to do. I still do want to get the iPhone 17 Pro Max at some point, though. So, but yeah. So one thing you probably saw in my videos earlier, One thing you probably saw in the video earlier was something new in my room, and I thought I might as well go ahead and show you it before I end the video or whatever. So here we go. I got new posters, new pictures on the wall. I'm gonna try not to show my bed because it's a mess. You can see the top of the peanuts, but yeah, I got some stuff on my wall, so I'm gonna go through each of them. Let me just close my closet. So we will start with this wall. We got this GTA 5 poster. You know, it's pretty much, this is honestly pretty much one of the best ones. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased here, but I really believe it is. We got a Michael Jordan one up top. Now, that Michael Jordan one came with like another Michael Jordan picture that I will still want to put up, but it didn't come with a frame. So we have to get a frame and then we'll put it up ourselves probably. New York pictures on the top because I love New York. Actually, most of the stuff I got is New York. Yes, this is crooked. I don't care. I honestly think it looks better crooked. Fight me. And then we got some more New York ones right here. And then we got some gaming ones right next to my setup. So yeah, that's just me showing all these new pictures and stuff like that I got for Christmas. And I finally put them up, so yeah. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. Here's a little update on the phone. Basically, it turns out that phone belonged to somebody else. And that person, like the person who the phone belongs to, that person got our stuff. So it was like just swapped basically. So we had to go to UPS and we are basically sending it back so they can get sent to the right person. And then as for our thing, no fucking idea what that is going to be or entail. So yeah. Anyways, this is probably going to be it for this vlog. I know I didn't do a whole lot, but to be honest, I kind of want to go into this mentality that vlogs don't really have to be you doing a lot. Just kind of like a journal. And that's probably how I'm going to treat it from now on. I think I'm probably going to do like 20 to like 30-minute vlogs. I don't want to have them be too long. And I think 20 minutes is like enough. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoy. I don't know how often I'm going to be releasing these vlogs, but I'm going to be trying to record more often. So yeah, we'll see what I can do. And yeah. See ya. Bye-bye. Oh, also, I'm not going to edit these vlogs probably. I might cut a few things out, like errors while I'm talking or something like that. But most of these videos are going to be like purely unedited. So yeah. So I'm rewatching the video. I'm editing the video right now. And at the beginning, I hated how there was hair literally sticking out of my face by this mole that I used to have. The mole's mostly gone. I mean, you can see a little bit of it, but that's like a problem I've always had because I got rid of that mole like a couple years ago. So I'm shaving this shit off. I keep shaving it off and it always comes back, so. Much better.